and welcome to the Election Compliance Audit Committee. This afternoon, we have a quorum. Everyone except one member, Mr. O'Callaghan, has sent his regrets. Are there any declarations of interest by the members? No. Being none, we'll continue. First item on the agenda is confirmation of the minutes. Any corrections, deletions, additions? Minutes are carried. Confirmed. Just a brief resume of where we are in this matter that is on the agenda today. At its July 17th meeting, this committee granted an application for a compliance audit with respect to one candidate's election campaign finances. The committee then next met on August 26th to consider the appointment of an auditor because it had approved at its earlier meeting the appointment of an auditor, granting the application. At the same time, we granted the application. On August 26th, we considered a report recommending the appointment of one firm of auditors. The committee had some reservations about the proposal that was submitted, so it moved and carried a motion that further discussions take place between the committee's counsel, Mr. Deschamps, and the proposal. The proposal, the discussions took place, we understand, and the matter has now returned to the committee to consider the proposal with some, I think, fairly minor changes that had been worked out between committee counsel and the proposer. So this meeting of the committee is being held to consider the award of the revised proposal. According to the legislation, the way the legislation is worded, the auditor that is appointed, assuming that there is approval today, the auditor that is appointed will not make a determination that the candidate in question breached any section of the Act. Rather, and nor will this committee at this meeting or at a later meeting make that determination. That determination can only be made by a court, and if the matter proceeds, a court will be asked to determine that question. All we can do is at this session appoint an auditor, the auditor that's being proposed. The auditor will determine if there are probable breaches of the Act, matters that are of concern that should be considered further. And if he recommends, or if the auditor recommends that there are, indicates that there are matters of concern, we will consider it again and possibly recommend proceedings in court to determine whether there actually has been a breach of the statute. I believe there are no speakers. Normally, we would hear speakers on the matter for or against the appointment of this auditor, but I'm told that there are no speakers have registered to speak on the matter. And if there are none, we can proceed then with our discussion of the revised proposal. Members of the committee, you any questions of staff with respecting the revised proposal? I would simply have one question of committee counsel. Are you satisfied, sir, that the concerns raised by the committee in its previous meeting have been properly taken into consideration?
Yes.
And you have no further concerns with the wording of this proposal?
None.
Thank you. Do members of the committee see any need for in-camera discussion of the report that's before us? No matters raised or no desire to go into?
Discuss or?
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, the council is happy, it's okay.
Okay. There being no desire for deliberations in council, is there any motion for approval of the recommendation and award of the proposal? Any further business to be brought before the committee? There being none, a motion for adjournment. Carried? Carried. Thank you. And to our committee, to our visitors, welcome, and I'm sorry it wasn't a lot more exciting.